We believe that you can live the best day of your life every day. Doesn't mean it's the happiest day. Doesn't mean the most things went right. But you can live the best day ever if you find fulfillment in every single day through your awareness of your process and a gratitude and noticing for being alive. Best does not equal happy. We're not here telling everyone automatically turn on the smile and just be that way 24/7. It's not about that. Best isn't happy. Best equals fulfilled. And fulfillment is achievable every day. Fulfillment is not achieved by checking things off to-do lists. So many people wake up in the morning, they're like, all right, if I get everything done today on my list, I'm gonna be happy. That ain't it. Fulfillment is that you have an awareness of your process and a gratitude for being alive. In our society, a lot of young people, teens, 20s, 30s, a lot of young people are being stripped of the opportunity to live every day fulfilled and at their best level. We wire people to become dependent on external events and external rewards and external stimuli for their happiness. For example, study hard for this test and you might get an A. You're putting your happiness in an external event in the future or reward. Can't wait for the weekend. It's almost Friday. I'm going to be happier on Friday than I am on this Wednesday. You're putting your happiness in an external event. I'm at a concert and look at all the cool people around me and this music's playing. Now I can be happy. You're putting your happiness in an external stimuli. And what happens is when we do this all through our teen years and we wire people to become dependent on this, they get to be in their 20s and their 30s. And now we're living days for future days that could be happy, that might be filled with external rewards, events, or stimuli. And we're reflecting on our past and being like, man, that day 4 years ago in that event with all that stimulation and all those people and all that reward, that was the best day of my life. And we're not placing any amount of focus and effort into making the day that we're alive, which is today, by the way, we're not placing any effort into finding joy right there.
We talked, both of us had a growth today of kind of letting the day get away from us. And that doesn't mean that the day is shot, the day is over. Once you pull into your awareness and you realize like, oh no, like I let the day get away from me, but now I'm here. Now I can change this. I'm aware of the day now. Let's fix it. Let's change it. Let's turn on the dime.
Each day is an opportunity to be better than you were yesterday and a chance to grow better for tomorrow. So here's the technique that we're going to start the week off with. We oftentimes set intentions that are external, to-do lists, check off action items. I want to get this much done, and we measure our success in a day by how much we get done. How about setting an emotional intention? For instance, instead of the intention of the day being, today I hope to write 50 emails by noon. How about your intention being, today I hope to laugh so hard that I cry by the end of today. So what that does, what an emotional intention does, is it sets your mind to be open to that sort of thing, to accepting that sort of thing. If you're setting your attention to, I want to laugh so hard that I cry today, now you're focused on looking for the bright moments, the funny moments, the light moments in your life. You're not just focused on checking things off a box. You're focused on moving yourself into a new emotional state at some point in that day. And it's a beautiful way to live, and it changes how you approach and view the world.
And just the simple fact that we're here right now, we're alive and we're breathing, that's pretty fantastic to me.
By the time you wake up in the morning, your brain is a blank slate. it's ready to process information again. The first 30 to 60 minutes of your day, from your conscious day when it starts and your brain wakes up and you're starting to take in stimuli with your five senses, those first 30 to 60 minutes set your brain's processing habits for the rest of the day. If you wake up and the first thing you do when you wake up is you start scrolling through Instagram and you start taking a look at social media, the first thing you're establishing as your brain's process that day is comparison. And now the rest of your day, your brain is hardwired to be in a state of comparison.
That's why we talk about the importance of making your bed in the morning. Olivia said it so well, the state of your bed is the state of your head. If you can start your day with something nice, clean, and organized, then you have set your nice little organizational set.
Morning meeting, this tactic, this tool, this technique means book a meeting with yourself to start every day for the first 30 to 60 minutes. You might have to adjust your sleep schedule a little to wake up early enough to give yourself 30 to 60 minutes to have that meeting, but you're not allowed to go. If you're going here right away, you're meeting with other people, so you can't do that. And in that morning meeting, here are some things you can do. You can work out. You can go for a run. You can do yoga. You can journal. You can sit in silence without any auditory or visual stimuli and drink a glass of orange juice or a cup of tea. But no reading a newspaper. That's getting your brain out of the present. No TV. It's just a meeting with yourself. So when you're starting your day and you're wiring your brain to be focused and aware on the present moment through those types of activities we listed for your morning meeting, now you're setting your brain's process for the rest of the day to be in that state of mind, the present moment, and being aware.
It's really powerful. I did a version of this when I was going into work. When I drive into school, I used to listen to the radio in the morning, and I started just going to work in silence. And I would just have everything off in my car, and I just have time to be with myself. And it made a huge shift for me. It was absolutely amazing.
Our passions are hardwired in us. They are the things we love, the things that get us to come alive. We had a start thought last week. Don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive and go do it, because that's the world. What the world needs is more people to come alive.
Wow, you said that so fast.
Try. When you invest in a passion, you're investing in a part of you that brings a lot of joy and a lot of purpose. Your passions tend to be what you're most purposeful for and what drive your joy. So every single day, find 5 or 10 minutes. This is not like, I'm gonna go practice my guitar for an hour because guitar playing is my passion. Life isn't like that. We don't have that much time every day. So you have to be realistic. 5 to 10 minutes, invest in a passion. If that passion is running, you just did your morning meeting and invested in your passion all in one.
I've said this to Evren more times than I can count, but it's an old quote that says, you should sit in meditation for 20 minutes each day. And if you don't have time, then you should sit in meditation for an hour each day. Taking some time, even if you don't have a lot of time, taking some time can just pays dividends for you. And it not to say you have to sit in meditation, but just do anything that you're passionate about, because that is your meditation.
You got to set your implementation intentions, use all that stuff that we've talked about, and get locked into the present moment. You do this, you will end up getting to the end of your day, and you will feel fulfilled, like, man, that was a good day lived. I did a good job today. And you're going to feel joy, and here's why. You are noticing your process. Joy does not live in end results. You don't reach for it in the future. It lives by being aware of the fact that you are in the process of living, like she talked about.
I know that when I have something some daunting task, say this daunting task I know is going to take me 2 hours or whatever, but if I take 5 minutes to myself before I attempt this daunting task, did I just say 2 hours to myself? If I take a couple minutes,
5
minutes to myself before I attempt this daunting task, I work through it more efficiently. I get through it faster. It doesn't take 2 hours. Maybe it takes 1 hour. And it just puts your brain in that nice space where you can get stuff done and you can be content doing it.
Try this tonight. Go to bed tonight with the mindset that tomorrow is your last day. We're not going to get morbid and be like, it's the last day of my life. We're just saying, in general, I want you to go into bed tonight with the mindset, tomorrow's my last day. How would you approach tomorrow with that if you had that mindset? Here's what I know you wouldn't do. You wouldn't just stay in bed till 10 a.m. You wouldn't sleep through the whole morning. You'd wake up, because if you knew tomorrow was your last day, you'd wake up and you would start attacking it and using all the time you have. Number 2, I guarantee a lot of things would happen in your awareness. Every food you eat, you would take more time to taste it. Every sound you hear outside, you'd be like, I want to listen to that. If you knew that was the last day of tasting and hearing, those senses would get heightened. You would take time to be aware. And at the end of that day, if you were aware of your process of everything you did along that day and that journey, you would end tomorrow and you'd be like, that was a day well lived, a worthy last day for me. Now you string a bunch of those together, you start living a heck of a good life. And that's the key to living.
I absolutely love that. I love that technique too. And if that's difficult for you, try writing what you would do if it was your last day. Because it might be hard to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do this. And you might stay in bed till 10 o'clock in the morning. But take a moment to write, if tomorrow were my last day, what are the things that I would want to do? Because then if you continually write that and start that kind of practice, you can reflect back on, well, what do I want to do if these are my last days? You might notice some patterns and you might notice some things that you want to bring into your life and to invite into your life.
Solid. Love that. Again, it comes back to the journal. It's a leader's best tool. And we hope that you spread this to your friends who might benefit from what you put in. It's what life is all about. Have a good night.
Yes.